the simple tutorial of how I made the torso piece. I will make it in different chapters. First the base, how like the foam and stuff is done. Then I guess the fur, and then the extras. What I did is follow a YouTuber I have been watching since I was a kid. Kind of my childhood YouTuber. I basically followed their tutorial on how to make a torso for a glitch trap cosplay. I want a blue screen. That's gonna be fun. Oh, fuck. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking stay. Yes. Okay, now I have to drive a nail in this. Shit. Where's the nail? I don't know. I don't think that's a nail.
KO.
Ow! 5 finger! Ah!
I reckon I drove about 100 miles down a bumpy road out through the wilds. When all of a sudden I bounced to a stop at the foot of a mountain. Didn't have no top.
Eh?
Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand.
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
If you were the first thing, I already used a blue screen like this. So, what I did is make this vest piece. You should go check out their video for the first part. And then if you want to know more about how to make my version, like a Spring Money cosplay, then just continue watching this video then afterwards. So, what I then did is basically, you see, he's quite thick. There's lots of fatness to it. Lots of layers. So just put on layer after layer after layer of foam. So what I did is I took first some pictures from him in the front, and when I was like, yeah, that looks good, then I went from the front to the side view. So I saw like his thickness and stuff, and you know, I'm quite thin, and if you overlay a picture of Spring Bonnie, you can imagine, yeah, he's a bit thicker than me. Which this suit accomplishes. He's fat as fuck, boy, because there's like 10 layers of foam after you have the foam piece quite so finished. And I always like used the form and looked on the picture and was like, okay, I have to change this, cut this off, and always just like imagined the form in my head and worked it off. Then what I also did is what you can't see is under here there's like a bulge of foam, and then I put like a layer. I don't know if I have pictures. If I have pictures, I'll put them here. If not, I'm gonna put a meme there. But like I put like a layer of, I basically put like this yellow foam, cut it off to this yellow, this brighter stomach color, cut it in that perfect size, and glued it on top, but left on the corners a little bit of air, means I could put the foam, so the fur, when I glue it on there, I can sneak it behind, so there is less of a seam. You can tell, or you can say yourself, like, this does look really good. So this currently won't be the most detailed tutorial ever. I will make in the future possibly a version that is like the original Spring Bonnie, where he killed the kids, where he's not destroyed from like the movie time era, whatever the time that is. Well, after you have the whole foam body done. Oh, what's another thing? I completely followed this one YouTuber's tutorial and then was like, I don't think Springtrap looks like that. Because like the difference between Springtrap and Glitchtrap is the one's more of a mascot, the other is the animatronic suit. And the thing is with animatronic suits is they have segments. They're not one whole piece, they're segments. You know, they're all different elements that complete the suit. And something also I want to recommend is how I structured it. I basically put inside of here, inside I put a vest, you know, some old vest I found. It's like this, just a standard vest, but inverted, so the zipper is in the back. Through that, you don't have to somehow close it in the front, you have it in the back. And on the inside you don't have the zipper, and which I then put on the outside is, if you have guessed right, a strong Velcro. So it just can easily get together, and if I don't need it to be, so it's easily just like, you can just together, and if you're done with the suit, you want to take it off, you just rip it off, basically. Which you can imagine makes putting on and off the suit easy. And in the testing phase where I had to put this suit on and off all the time, for just looking how it looks like, for just looking how it is and what I have to change, I put here a string on this piece, on the zipper, and then I just, by pulling this then up, the zipper would close, you know, and I reverse it by like pulling it down, and then it would open again. Which I'm not so sure if you even should test the suit, because there's a slight issue, because if you're on your own and basically you have a spring lock failure, I would call it, the rope snaps. You're stuck in there. You can't, because it's so thick and stuff, you can't put your arm where the zipper is, and you're fucked.
So what actually has happened is, it didn't just break the wire. What happened is that the string did not just break, but it got stuck in the zipper. So even if, which I did reach with my hand because I was panicking, I couldn't move it. It was stuck because the string was stuck inside. And I couldn't do anything about it. I was literally fucked.
And trust me, I was in that position. And how I got out of it? Simple. I just, like a shirt, I tried to put this, put this off, That's how I got out of it. It was lots of pain. You just saw me on the floor like a worm crawling. But I got out of it, and I'm happy about that. If you put a vest in there, I would recommend not to use a black vest like I did. Because you see in a movie or in the behind the scenes, normally there isn't really kind of a vest inside. It's just William's clothes, Steve Ragland's clothes, So he wears a rather more beige color. I'm gonna put like the color here so you can imagine how it looks like. So I would rather recommend you using more of that color. But it's completely on your own. You can choose if you like it in black more, just do it black. You don't have to make it movie accurate, because I'm just gonna get some things different from the movie too, because some things don't have to be the same. Like I want to give him a cylinder and a vest, like from Glitch Trap. So stay tuned for the next some videos. Then, after you have the foam in the right shape, you have yourself a vest in there. Even though I would actually recommend not gluing a vest in the side of it, because then it's what I want to change in the future. So this is the suit right now, and I glued everything on top. This is stuck onto the vest. And now I just thought it through and was like, there's some things I want different on it, which I'm gonna tell you right now, which if you make this, you should probably also, like, you shouldn't do what I did, more like do what I'm saying you should do. So you basically you should use these rubber bands. I have them in black. You should get them in white or something. And with that, basically run on the front, one down, and one in the back. And if you want one on the top too, so you have 3, so it's securely on. You wonder why? Because they used it in the movie too. But once again, depends on you if you want the new movie accurate or not. Cloth. So it once again depends. It all depends on you how you want it. Do you want it more movie accurate or not? I didn't have anything else on the hands, so I got this more furry. You can see this is hairy and furry, which it's not supposed to be hairy. It's more supposed to be this, like this texture. You see this fleece, and I did make the bow tie fleece before. That this isn't the first bow tie. So this ain't the first bow tie. I already had one made, and you might think this looks good. Like, why would I do something else? This is first too big, and I don't like the color on it, and I fucked up gluing. Like, you look at this shit. Like, if you want me to bring it back so I can like detach the bow tie, like, put it in comments. I wouldn't do it. I currently just simply just put this here on there. But if you want me to change it to this one, just put it in the comments. I will make it gladly. Then you can just be like, yeah, today I'm gonna go to Comic-Con with a different bow tie and a vest. And, you can just choose whatever you want to wear. You can have him have different clothes. So, how the bow tie is made, we'll talk about later. So the fur. I literally went to some store nearby and bought the cheapest cloth I could find, and the cheapest was some blankets that were like 2 by 1 meters, I think, and I bought like 4 back then, and I've almost used them all up. I actually only have 1 piece, which I hope is enough for the legs. Probably gotta buy another, but I will keep you updated on that on Patreon.
Become a free member today, and if you feel funky, pay $1 a month and get your name at the end of my videos and access to exclusive videos. So don't miss out the chance to be the first to know my upcoming videos.
Cloth, I just simply glued it on here, rolled it around the thing, cut it I've cut then the middle piece here off because it's a different color, and just glued it all around. Of course, there were lots of mistakes, but if you wanna know how the fur is more detailed glued on, you should check out the tutorial where I made this piece, or actually I made this piece. So in that video you learn how to make the foam piece a bit, cut the holes, glue the fur on it, and I think I also talked about the cuts. Well, you should go check it out yourself. I will check myself when editing, and if not, I will have to record something again. You'll see. After then you got the fur all glued down, and this stomach piece, like said, I just made this stomach piece. What I did is first glue it down there and then put the fur on top. I would suggest you to first cut it off in the shape you need it, then you glue the fur on this stomach piece, and then after the fur is on top, you glue it on the stomach.
Kelvin's on fire!
Like if there's any questions,
before I go on from here?
something that I forgot to talk about, go to the comments and ask, and I will answer them all. Now the cuts, I will possibly make a future video covering them a bit better and maybe making some, because I have not on the body done any of the cuts yet, besides of this one, but I'm not really satisfied about this. You can see the cuts, I'm planning them out really well. They like give off this, not fur, more like plastic. Like you can see on the head where I showed off some of the cuts, it looks good. Now we come to the accessories, or more like the extras, or whatever. So, bow tie. What I did with the bow tie, I've in a garage somewhere found this foam, this more of plastic thing. It's like it's stable, thick, and bendable and stuff. So like this foam. Like this, it's more stronger, thinner, like compressed. You know, I don't know how I can describe this really. But yeah, I used this for the bow tie, and how I did the bow tie, it's basically take this whole sheet, cut it out an appropriate size of the you know, just fleece. I've cut an appropriate size of the fleece that like just lays on top of this. Then after it all, it's like a square of purple. After it's a square of purple, after you have this purple square, which also you should know, this length is how long this is gonna be. And I'd suggest to make it as long as you have the toppest part of this yellow stomach. This yellow thing, the toppest, thickest size. Maybe make it like a little bit bigger. You would then cut it off in the perfect size that you don't have your appropriate length. And after you have this purple rectangle, you wanna bend it like this. After you have it bent like this, you will bend these two sides up on the top and the bottom. So you have this strange wave, and you want to do this strange wave pattern on this whole thing until you basically have this bow tie. Can you understand? That's how I made the bow tie. It's just a larger piece. What I also did is to have possibly this middle piece thicker, because I don't know why, but it's like really thick. Here I have a picture from FNAF movie. I basically cut it some extra off, put a line there in the middle to like thicken this, you know, that this is then more of a thicker piece in the middle. That's the bow tie done. Now we come to the buttons. Now like the buttons, or like on the head, the teeth, the eyes, these are like the only 3D printed parts on the entire suit. And like I said, they're all, these buttons is like a half, you know, you can check out the files. I have all files uploaded on my Patreon for you for free to digest if you want to 3D print those things yourself. And if you don't have a 3D printer on your hand, there are other ways you can make these buttons too. Like, you know, these toy gumball machines where you put like a buck in it, you turn it, and then there's like this plastic ball that comes out. That's like a toy. That's also like basically the correct size for the buttons. You just gotta spray paint it black. That's what I did with these two. I spray painted, like sanded them down and spray painted them black. Glossy black, because they gotta be glossy. Shit! The only other thing I should maybe talk about are the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads, I use this more denser foam. Cut it out this weird shape. This you know, this very weird shape. And what I then did inside of that shape, because this piece, these shoulder pads have some weird geometry, and that they keep that weird geometry and stay that way, like foam, you know, it's always going back to this sheet position, which I don't want it, and it also kind of has to be more sturdy for us to get down sturdy. I used some metal wire that is like bendable and stuff, which you normally use for like wall electricity, but they're really cheap. So I just like made these weird pieces, and then I put like a wire through here, and then in the middle, you know, just like go around. And because there's the wire in there, you can like bend it in the direction or even bend it in this direction. Not the best in this direction, but that's why I did a different thing, is I basically can imagine that this is the foam, and in the foam I like cut these triangles, and by then closing these triangles, it becomes round, you know. That's how I made this ear curve in this direction. Why am I not using a whiteboard? Because my whiteboard markers are dried. The next important thing is that I show you how to look like. So you see this shoulder pad, and I can like bend it. So it's off or down. Yeah, that's how I made the shoulder pads. And after I got this space thing down, I simply glued some fur on it, some rest pieces that I had that were the perfect size for them, so I didn't have to cut out more new foam fur thing. But then how I glued them on the suit, it's like such a dumb and simple solution. If you look under there, you see there's a block of foam. I used some rest pieces of foam, cut it some squares off, and those squares I glued them on the shoulder pads, and then glued these shoulder pads with the squares that make it a bit more bigger and bulky on top. And after I glued them on top, they luckily were perfect, and they might move a bit too much, so I need to find a new way to restrict the movement, but for now this works. And don't forget, I'm going to make a way more detailed and like completely show you how I made this costume in the near future, in maybe half a year. Anyways, but like I will make a better costume and stuff, way more detailed costumes I want to make too. But for now, this is all I've got currently, and if you have stayed here until now and you like what I'm doing, make sure to subscribe. And if you like it, maybe also, if you found this interesting, helpful or entertaining, just drop a like, maybe even subscribe, will help me out. And see you in the next video. If you don't know what to watch, here's a video about my FNAF merch if you're interested, or just subscribe or look for other videos from me. That's all, and have a great day, night or afternoon. and stay safe.
Kelvin's on fire!